Vivian, do you have any question before we start?
I don't have questions for now, but I'm just a little bit confused with Brown Barnwell's initial structure. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's a new scenario.
Okay, so let's start reviewing the file together. Share my screen. You see my screen?
Yes.
All right, so this is FHA file. Let's look at his driver's license. It's Carol Barnwell. State of birth 7/11/1981. Did you search this current property in our property profile website?
There is being pulled up already. However, on the scenario, it was noted that it is both under names on the property, but his wife is only on the loan, and it was being on the process of being removed from the title, like because they are divorced already.
I see. So then he doesn't have any ownership on this property
Yes,
anymore.
yes. Once he is being removed.
Right? I'll mark it as unmarried for
Unmarried.
now.
Uh,
Yeah. Because ultimately he will be unmarried once he executes divorce decree. This one, no primary housing expense. His name is on the title, but
Still,
let me see the credit report. Still, there's no mortgage.
yeah.
Okay, so at this point, Vivian, we will need, I'm gonna save my note in the client folder. You have an access to client folder, right? So at this point, we need the legal doc showing that the current property ownership will be fully transferred to non-borrowing spouse. Okay,
So,
or
the
ex spouse. She's she's gonna they're gonna be divorced. Yeah, because ours name is currently
Do
on the
we need
title.
that at the stage or initial review stage, or
Initial
we
approval,
can
no.
condition that?
During the PTD approval, I'm sure underwriter will try to hit
Yeah.
PITIA for the current property because his name is on the title. But if we provide the legal documents showing that he no longer has any ownership on this property because he transfers all the ownership to the spouse, then the writer can disregard this property payments.
Okay.
Okay, and you said that the borrower's income is not enough, right?
Yes. Um, I calculated 5,000 monthly,
He's
5,000 something.
regular $33.14, and he's working full time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's not enough. Then
5,744.
There's overtime, right? And let me see. There's no other income.
Overtime. Mm, oops.
Oh, Bauer's employment history is less than 2 years.
Yeah, so I think we cannot use the overtime.
We might be able to. So what underwriter considers for the conventional loan, even if you have less than 2 years, as long as Bauer works at the current employment for 12-month period, then we can take the current overtime income. But for FHA, let me see. Let me Google it. Let's use our chat GPT. Do you know, Vivian, we have a GPTs for FHA guidelines if you log in with our
Yeah,
account.
I'm actually using it for FICO.
Oh, you're using it? Oh, okay. Can we use time? Okay, seems like as long as the borrower's current employment is season more than 12 months, we can use overtime income. But one more thing though, I know that for FHA, there shouldn't be any employment gap uh, between the current and the previous. And it seems like there is no employment gap, but we'll have to get the written VOE for both employments. So at this point, we should get the written VOE for the current and previous employment overtime income. So you may assign our junior processor to order the written VOE for both current and the previous employment. Okay. So I'll just take the year-to-date overtime per current pay stub. So overtime year-to-date is this one, 36,250, right?
Yep. 22.
I'll take this divided by period ending date is 11/15, so it's gonna be 10.5,
10.5.
right? So 10.5, then I can use around 3,400. Let's see if 3,400 would work for time. Mm, it's still short, right? Because max spec and DTI for FHA is
56.
56.99, right? It's 58. So we might have to make some debts to be paid off. Well, let's see. Let's go to the next one. Our provided fidelity account. So when you're reviewing fidelity, make sure if the borrower will use this account at closing. If so, then we have to get the liquidation proof. Because usually stock account borrower cannot wire directly from the stock account. So they'll have to move those funds to their checking account and then wire it to the escrow. So make sure if borrower will use this account, 131,147. Make sure this asset covers the borrower's down payment on the borrower information page. Down payment is 107, so it should cover, right?
Yes. And closing cost.
Mm-hmm. Yes, down payment plus closing cost. So let's look at the credit report. Our spike is really, really low. 585. I think this one should be go with the manual underwriting, right? So minimum FICO. It doesn't have to be downgraded to manual underwriting at the moment. But were you able to run DU?
The result is error.
What kind of error do you get?
Let me check. Reports.
There are multiple rates. This installment has less than 10 months payment, so you can omit this, right? All others are collections. Okay, so for FHA, if there are any collections, Vivian, think about for FHA only, all the collections must be paid off at closing. Okay, there's a guidelines for the FHA. Uh, mm, the so total collection balance. If the total collection balance exceeds 2,000 or more, then it needs to be paid in full. So let's say for this Midland, it has balance of 6,000. So this must be paid at closing. Okay.
Or over 3,000 only.
Yeah. So change this collection account type to collection, and then you have to mark it paid off, and then let LO know that this must be paid off at closing per FHA guidelines. Okay. And this is charge off. Let me see the charge off guidelines. Okay, it can be excluded. So we can exclude this discover, although it has balance. Sing CB, charge off. This one is collection portfolio with the balance of 3,337. So this must be paid off. Closing. Charge off. Collection. Portfolio with the balance of 1465. There's another 1465. And portfolio with the balance 1098. So also must be paid off. Yep, that's it. Did you assign Junior to do the LOE? Vivian?
Not yet.
Okay, let's assign Junior to do the LOE for this file. So now the borrower has to pay off. Let's go to the lender loan information. So payoff total will be 14,107. Borrower must pay off collection. Total 14,107. Okay. Okay. And it seems like DTI is okay now, right?
So for the ones that was being tagged as past due or on the credit report, or the one that was being closed by the credit provider, will that affect the application?
Sorry, what was that?
For the ones that was being tagged or there are lates on the account, so it was closed
Mm-hmm.
by the credit provider. So do we have a problem as the loan process progresses or no?
For any late, it will affect the loan, but FHA has more lenient guidelines than the conventional. So we would know once we run DU. If DU approves with the current credit report, then we are good to go. But if DU doesn't approve this loan because of the credit report, then we can't proceed. So that's why we need to run DU for this file. Okay, so let's see.
Okay.
Let's see why you can run credit. I mean, DU. So this is the property, subject property, 521 Pablo Road. Okay, this says HOA, monthly HOA per Zillow, right? So I would say this is PUD. And then I'm gonna put monthly HOA. Okay. And then did you refer to MIP chart when you put this rate, Vivian?
Yeah.
Okay, property taxes must be based off appraisal value. Okay. Insurance, okay. All right, so let's see, let's try to run. So for the FHA, let's go to the government. 203B, and you have to put FHA sponsor ID or lender ID. So when I run DU for FHA, I believe I shared this Google Sheet. Did I ever save FHA sponsor here? Oh, here you go. FHA sponsor ID list. Let me see what lender do I have. I'll try Arco. So you're gonna copy the lender's sponsor ID, go to services, Fannie Mae, government, and put that ID under FHA sponsor ID section. So it will be, since we already have case ID number assigned, I'll run underwriting only. Submission type will be interim for FHA. And I put sponsor ID for ARCOM. So I'm gonna select ARCOM and then I'll hit submit. Let's see if it approves the loan. Okay, so far, do you have any questions, Vivian?
No.
Nope. Okay, so for FHA, this scenario specifically has special situation where the borrower will get divorced. So we don't need to collect any information for the non-borrowing spouse, right? But
Yeah.
for FHA or other government loans like VA or USDA, you have to collect non-borrowing spouse credit report because for all government loans, although the spouse is not on the loan, we have to hit the debts for the spouse for any government loans. So even if the borrower himself is on the loan, government always requires to hit all the debts for spouse debts into DTI to make sure that borrower has enough DTI to cover his debts and spouse debts. So for when you're reviewing government loans, and if the borrower is married, then it's better to run the credit report as joint borrowers to include the spouse. So we can save some money for running credit report because each time the credit report fee will be the same with the spouse or without spouse. So it's always better to run a credit report with the spouse, and then we can separate those credit report later, right? So keep in mind. Seems like it's running. I got ineligible, but let's see the reason. Most common reason for ineligible for FHA is because inadequate funds. Yeah, inadequate funds. So it means that borrower doesn't have enough money. We can fix this very easily. Go to lender loan information, where I showed you the total payoff debts. If you look at the cash from the borrower section, borrower needs 121,307, right?
Mhm.
So if you go
Yeah.
to, I believe when we select this account as investment or stock, it will automatically count only 70% of the stock. So I'm gonna just punch in the random number to cover the total closing cost, Calix, and then I'm gonna rerun it.
And for this one, I just want to verify because he already did an appraisal for the property. So we don't need to do a value check as well as the appraisal is good for the lender that we're submitting to, right? Or we need to request another appraisal.
Where's the appraisal report?
We don't have it yet. He just Alex just mentioned that he did appraisal on the property.
Let's see. If appraiser was already ordered, we can transfer from the previous lender. We don't even need to order it. Let's see.
So we just need the appraisal report.
I don't see his comments saying that the appraisal was already.
Um, it was a response to your comment and to his comment. The one in pink.
Okay, he did the appraisal on this property. Okay, so Vivian, first ask him if the appraisal was done as conventional or FHA. If it was done as FHA, when we request case transfer, we can also request appraisal transfer from the previous lender. So we have to request both case transfer and appraisal transfer. But if the appraisal was done as conventional, then we cannot use that as FHA. We have to order a fresh new appraisal because conventional appraisal report cannot be converted into FHA. It's because we have to get the FHA case number. So ask him if appraisal was done as FHA. If it's done as FHA, we are fine. But if it's not done as FHA, then we have to order a fresh new appraisal report. So confirm that one first with Alex. Okay, we got eligible. Good. Okay. So we should be good with the current FICO and the current credit report. So you may send initial structure to Alex, but you'll have to request these 3 documents. Actually, 1 documents, right? The legal documents for the ownership on the property. And you will assign junior processor to order written VOE. And then you have to let LO know that borrower must pay off the collection. Also ask him if the appraisal was done at FHA. If yes, we will request FH case transfer and transfer. If no, we have to have a new appraisal with FH case. Okay. I'm gonna save this note in the folder, so you may refer to this when you are emailing the LO. Let me review the deal again, because per the lender, they said they may accept this file without divorce decree at the moment, but if deal requires divorce decree, then they said they'll have to get it. You know what? Let me change this marital status to separate it and see how it will come out. Because sometimes the verbiage might be different depending on the marital status. Let's see how it will come out. And also, Vivian, you have another file to do the initial structure on, right?
Yes.
There's no other additional verbiage because of the borrower's marital status, so I think we should be good. So you can email Alex with the needed document list and then the information that we just discussed. And then we'll go from there. And I already found few lenders who would allow us to submit this loan without any legal documents. So as long as we have the income finalized, we will be able to submit it. So tell Alex that income has not been finalized because we didn't get any written VOE yet. But if we use overtime income, we may be able to make this file work. So let Alex know.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Is there any other questions?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. And Hannah, Cindy, do you have any questions? Nope. Okay. Good. All right. Thank you. Then I'll see you guys next week's meeting.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.